The easiest way to explore brushes is to open an application in Blend. On the design surface, we will drag a rectangle, and as soon as we create our rectangle, the brush properties open up. Notice that we can set the fill brush or the stroke brush or both. Let's start with the fill brush. We are used to declaring brushes by simply writing the name in the XAML, and you certainly can do that. You also can come into this editor and pick a color, either by eye using this color picker, or by setting the RGB value, or by coming down here and setting the complete value, which is the opacity of the color followed by the hex value of the color. And let's go ahead and set this to be red by setting it to FF for red, 00 for green, and 00 for blue. And that's a bright red color. We can even start there and then adjust by eye using the color picker to get the exact shade we want. In addition to solid brushes, there are gradient brushes. A gradient brush moves from one color to another smoothly. Here you can see a gradient from a dark gray to a light gray. We can choose to click on the first of these and change it to a red. Now we have a red gradient. We can move these markers to determine where the gradient will change and how rapidly it will change. And as we move it, keep an eye on that rectangle. We can also add additional markers. And so I can have a red gradient to here, and then choose a blue gradient for the second part. I can add another marker and go to a deeper blue, and you see I have a great deal of control over what this is going to look like. In addition to linear gradients, you can create radial gradients. Radial gradients work just like linear gradients, but they start at a central point and radiate out. Let's take a look at the XAML that we've created with this radial gradient by switching over to Code View. Notice that we have our rectangle. Then we have rectangle fill, and inside rectangle fill, we have a radial gradient brush. And we have gradient stops at different offsets with different colors. You may find that you want to start in the design view and then switch to the XAML view to take more direct control.